The African Rift Valley has long been known as the birthplace of our species. Its densely populated Gamo Highlands in southwestern Ethiopia have remained a haven of agricultural diversity and organic farming since the birth of the agrarian age 10,000 years ago. Here, human civilization and the natural world it relies on are still interdependent and intimately linked. It is in this fragile harmony that the people of the Gamo might be holding the keys to our own survival.
In our modern world, we've become gods controlling nature. And that's in large measure because in 1 century we went from 2 billion to 6 billion people. We've become this huge presence on the planet. And so all of a sudden, we do perceive ourselves as invincible. We can do anything. And that's where technology, without limits, has pushed us to this precipice of almost self-destruction. Because we have viewed nature as simply something to be used for humans for economic growth and power.
As an ecologist, you hear all the time people talking about wild landscapes versus human landscapes. And one of the reasons that I just was so drawn to the Gamo is that the people living there have evolved along with that landscape for such a long time that it's a landscape in which humans are part of nature. When I got to the Gamo, the biggest surprise for me was how little this landscape has been touched by the past century. We would interview farmers who were 100 years old, and we'd say, well, what's the biggest change over your lifetime? And they'd kind of look at you funny and say, change? What? Which in this century is just mind-boggling.
I am Capo Gansa here, standing in southern part of Gamo Highlands. Everything in the world is not explored. The spirituality. People think that the earth is not speaking, the soil is not speaking, the sky is not speaking. But there is a kind of spirituality when the sky is roaring with thunderstorms and rain is coming and the clouds are rising, and there is an spirit in it.
Fundamentally, religious stories and cosmologies in particular have helped to really ground humans in this immense universe and give us this tremendous sensibility of the aliveness of the world around us, in the animal world, in the plant world, starting, of course, with indigenous traditions who knew this in very fundamental ways.
People believe that they are part of the nature and that they don't think that they are dominant and that they can exploit everything exists on the environment. They want to coexist with the mountain, with the rivers, with the road. When they make a prayer, they always give thanks for the Creator. Then next to the Creator, they say thanks to the mountain. And they offer gratitude to the road. They walked up to their home. And the forest they crossed inside. So this is to show that they are friends of the environment.
In the Gamo, they have a system of laws called wogas that have been developed over thousands of years to ensure their survival. A local elder serves as the custodian and enforcer of each woga. There's a woga for how to bless a planting and how to give thanks when harvesting crops. There's a woga for where animals are allowed to graze. There's a woga for which trees are to be cut down. And wogas that govern relations between people like marriage or disputes. The custodians perform rituals to give thanks to the earth for the resources it provides. For the people of the Gamo, their delicate balance with nature is ensured through these laws and rituals. If any one aspect is neglected, then the entire system is at risk.
Some pretty vocal evangelical Christian Protestant organizations have moved in and really created a lot of turmoil in this region. They started building churches right and left. Every community that has a Protestant church, sort of not in any sort of traditional style, just sort of slapped up there very hastily. They've basically been doing what Christian missionaries do best, which is handing out a lot of